General Hospital spoilers and updates revealed that if Drew Quartermain's Cameron Matheson body is uncovered, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, may emerge as the prime suspect. Could this grim revelation lead to startling evidence and complicate Jason's legal troubles even further? Fans are well aware that Jason recently found himself entangled in a frame-up. Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, ensured that Jason's DNA was discovered at Cyrus Renault's Jeff Kober cabin, and to make matters worse, Drew refused to corroborate Jason's alibi. Fortunately for Jason, this didn't turn into a major problem since there was no actual body to prove a crime had occurred. With no evidence confirming Cyrus's death, Brennan reassured Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, that Jason would not face prison for her crime. However, the situation could shift dramatically if Drew meets a tragic end. All indications suggest that Drew may be killed off in a mystery plot, which could quickly place Jason at the forefront of the suspect list. One can easily envision Jason being discovered at the crime scene or encountering some dramatic misfortune that lands him in hot water. As the storyline progresses towards Drew's tragic fate, the rivalry between Jason and Drew is expected to intensify, potentially casting suspicion on Jason. While it's unlikely that Jason will be the one to eliminate Drew, someone might go to great lengths to create the illusion that he did. Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, already appears to be orchestrating a scheme involving Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, and the entire dagger incident. However, it remains uncertain whether this scheme is connected to Drew in any way. With Sidwell demonstrating his talent for framing others, Jason could soon find himself ensnared in a trap of his own making. Having recently confronted Sidwell at gunpoint, and with a history of animosity between them, the stage is set for potential retaliation. It seems Jason might soon confront Sidwell again, delivering another warning about Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, which could further provoke this villain. It wouldn't be surprising if Sidwell decided to eliminate Drew and pin the blame on Jason. Regardless, Drew's fate appears grim, and his body is likely to surface eventually. The evidence may implicate Jason, leaving him to fight for his innocence. As this storyline unfolds, expect more clues and foreshadowing regarding Drew's grim fate, so keep watching. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates. Port Charles has seen its fair share of jaw-dropping mysteries and emotional heartbreak, but nothing could have prepared fans for the stunning twist that's about to shake the town to its core. In a development that's leaving viewers reeling and characters scrambling for answers, Drew Cain has been found dead under suspicious circumstances, and the shockwaves are only beginning. But in a town full of enemies, secrets, and betrayals, why is all the evidence suddenly pointing to Jason Morgan? Could Port Charles' most infamous enforcer be responsible for his own twin brother's tragic and untimely demise? Let's dive into the drama, suspicion, and unraveling truths that are bound to leave everyone questioning everything. Drew's death is not only a tragedy, it's a mystery that reeks of something sinister. Found in a secluded area just outside of town, his body showed signs of a struggle, yet no clear cause of death has been released to the public. Early reports suggest blunt force trauma, but speculation runs wild about whether something far darker was involved, perhaps even poison, or a calculated setup. What's even more alarming is the timing. Drew had just begun poking around a secret investigation involving a powerful criminal syndicate rumored to be resurfacing in Port Charles. He had grown increasingly suspicious of what he described as unseen players pulling the strings behind the scenes, and he wasn't keeping quiet about it. Could his snooping have gotten him killed, or was someone trying to silence him before he uncovered the truth? Enter Jason Morgan, who made a shocking return to Port Charles not long before Drew's death. The timing couldn't be worse. Jason's reappearance was supposed to be a miracle, a long-awaited homecoming after everyone believed he had perished in the tunnel collapse. But now, whispers are growing louder that Jason may have come back with a deadly agenda. Sources say Jason was spotted having a heated exchange with Drew just days before the murder. Witnesses describe the encounter as tense and unusually confrontational, especially for two brothers who once shared a complicated but ultimately respectful relationship. Could old wounds have reopened between them, or was there something more at stake? Something Drew knew that Jason wanted buried forever. Things quickly spiral when evidence begins stacking up against Jason. A blood-stained glove matching Jason's size was recovered near the scene. Surveillance footage shows Jason's motorcycle heading toward the area just before the estimated time of death. Even more damning, Drew's final voicemail was to Sam McCall, frantically warning her that someone close to her couldn't be trusted. As the police close in, Jordan Ashford and Dante Falconeri are tasked with navigating a case that is quickly becoming one of the most controversial in PCPD history. Jordan is reportedly torn between her instincts and the mounting evidence, while Dante, Jason's former friend, is said to be struggling deeply with the thought that his loyalty may be misplaced. Will Dante follow the evidence or his heart? No one is more conflicted than Sam McCall, who is shattered by Drew's death and bewildered by the possibility that Jason, the father of her son and former love of her life, could be responsible. Sam is said to be spiraling emotionally, torn between the raw grief of losing Drew and the haunting fear that Jason might not be the man she thought he was. Could Jason's time away have changed him? Is it possible he's been entangled in something dark, something that led to this tragic moment? Insiders hint that Sam may begin her own covert investigation, one that could put her in serious danger if she gets too close to the truth. But one thing's for sure, Sam won't rest until she finds out exactly what happened to Drew, even if it means exposing Jason. Behind the scenes, some fans suspect there's more at play than meets the eye. Rumors are swirling that a familiar enemy may be orchestrating this entire mess, using Jason as the perfect scapegoat. Names like Victor Cassadine and Cyrus Renault are being whispered again, as speculation mounts that someone wants Jason off the board, and Drew's death was merely a tool to make that happen. Could Jason have been set up by someone with deep knowledge of his past and the ability to plant evidence? Or, worse, could Jason have made a devil's deal while he was presumed dead, only to have it come back to haunt him? Drew's death also rocks others in town who held him dear. Elizabeth Weber, who shared a tender connection with Drew in recent months, is said to be devastated. Her grief might push her to revisit past suspicions she held about Jason, especially when she begins noticing inconsistencies in Jason's account of the days leading up to Drew's death. Carly Corinthos, always a fierce defender of Jason, is expected to go full force in protecting him from suspicion. But even she may find herself questioning whether Jason is hiding something, especially when Sonny Corinthos himself starts keeping his distance. Sonny, reeling from his own downward spiral and inner demons, may not be in any position to help Jason. Insiders say Sonny's behavior in the coming weeks becomes erratic, forcing Carly to make a difficult decision. Does she stand by her oldest friend, or follow the facts, no matter where they lead? As new clues begin to emerge, the question remains, did Jason really kill Drew, or is someone orchestrating a masterful setup? Expect twists in the investigation, including a mysterious flash drive with encrypted files that Drew had in his possession, a potential eyewitness who's too scared to come forward, and a secret meeting Jason had with a known hitman just days before Drew's death. The walls are closing in, and Port Charles may never be the same again. With trust eroding, old alliances breaking, and hidden enemies crawling out of the shadows, General Hospital is about to enter one of its most gripping chapters yet. Jason Morgan has always walked a fine line between hero and villain, but this time he may not be able to walk away unscathed. As grief grips the town and suspicions fly, only one truth remains clear: the mystery of Drew Cain's death will change everything and everyone in Port Charles. So buckle up, GH fans. The truth is coming, and it may be darker than anyone ever imagined.